Alright, hi people, it is Chase here, and I am going to today do a review of the Power Rangers Super Megaforce Legendary Morpher and the Ranger Keys for Power Rangers, and do a comparison with the Legendary Morpher and the Mobiret from the Super Sentai series that Super Megaforce is based on. Kaisuka Sentai Go Kaiger. So let's get to it. This Morpher, it's okay. It's not anything special. In fact, the Gosei Morpher was better than this. The regular Megaforce Morpher was better than this in terms of aesthetic and everything, because that was a very simplistic Morpher, and this is sort of less simplistic. As you can see, these are already crossed, and I'm using the Legend version of the Mobiret. I have the regular painted version, but that's an inferior version compared to both of these, which is ironic. But in the Japanese version, the swords that make up the Morpher are, they're uncrossed when no keys have been turned in the keyhole. Already I'm disappointed with this, but it's not all bad. I mean, it's definitely something kids can play with, and I've already said that this is an inferior version to the Mobiret, which it already is, because it's a Power Rangers toy, but usually the Morphers are not too bad, except for the Samurai Morpher. So let's take a look at the aesthetics, or more of the aesthetics. On the front, for the Go Kaiger Mobiret, for the regular version, instead of Mobilet, right there it says Go Kaiger. And right here is just the pirate symbol with all the different symbols from the original. They had to remove that because this series isn't called Go Kaiger, it's called Super Megaforce. In my opinion, it should be called Pirate Crew, or something like that. And be more based on Go Kaiger, because Go Kaiger was awesome. But, and the fact that the suits are pirate suits. They're pirate themed, so, yeah. So, like I said, that's a bit disappointing. And the keys. The 2, 5, 4, 6, and 8 buttons are just one button that you press, while in the regular Mobiret, you push any of the numbers that you want for various codes, which added to the replay value a little bit of it. And if you didn't have all of the keys, you could still make the various, you could still make it say the various key sounds for the various teams. You know, you just punch in 00 and then a number for the team's season, and then, or series, and then, it says the name, like, ooh. The Time Ranger, which is Time Force's counterparts in Super Sentai. But yeah, it's a bit disappointing. I was kind of hoping for more, especially with the Gosei Morpher. Another thing to note, the speaker for the Go Kaiger Mobiret is right here on the side here. You can see these holes. On here, the speaker has been moved to the bottom of the phone. It's not that much. It's just a little bit weird. Especially since I left that unaltered for the most part. But I guess with the way that the inside of the hardware is designed, kind of makes sense. So yeah, and as you notice, if you can barely hear the beeping, it's not that loud when no keys are inside it, but once you put a key inside it, it amplifies the sound by a bit. I just really wish that this was like a decibel or two, whatever the right word is, I think discipline is the right word. I could be wrong, I don't know sound terms. But if it were just a smidge louder, I think it would be better. And besides, the change is so radical when you put a key in and hear the difference. So yeah, let's compare the Ranger keys that you get. This is the Super Megaforce red key that you get with the legendary Morpher, and I have the metallic version of Gokai Red from the Gokaiger key toy line. And you can't really see the metallic with this lighting, but I'll just compare them. Obviously, these are about half to 2/3 smaller than the regular Gokaiger keys. It's not that much of a difference when you're like doing a cosplay or something. And the Ranger keys from America actually have a leg up on the keys from Japan. You can automatically flip up the keys legs because there's a spring in this, and in Japan there's no spring. It's just a latch or something like that, whatever the right word is. Why they couldn't put them on there in Japan, I don't know. Good going, Bandai of America. So yeah, and it's not much of a difference. The visor looks slightly different between the two versions of the keys, and these, they're like a bit scrunched in because of the key size as opposed to Gokai Red's key, and the show prop. But honestly, there's not much of a difference, and on the back you can see that the keys are different, with the teeth and the bumps and the size, obviously. And I never got this until I got the Wild Force Red Lion part for the Super Mega Zord, or Legendary Megazord. But here on the key for Gokaiger, it's R001 for Gokai Red, but for here it's PR001, which I think for this meant Ranger #1, and same for here, Power Ranger 001. So yeah, and I guess that's kind of cool for a numbering system. So yeah, let's use him in the Legendary Morpher. Yeah, if that isn't deafening, I don't know what is. So yeah, once you put the key in there, the sound gets amplified with the button press and everything else. So let's turn the key.
Super Megaforce Red.
So yeah, once you turn the key, the light flashes up, these come out. And it says the name of the Ranger, and for the Super Megaforce Rangers, it says their Ranger color. For the regular ones, or for the other keys, it just says their team name. This is basically the same as in the Mobirettes, because, well, for the regular ones, I mean, or for the original release of them in Japan. So yeah, when you turn the key in here, it says the name of the team, and if you press this button, it says the full team name, and like, if they had a catchphrase for select teams, it does that too. And for the original release of the Mobirate, the original version, if you have the Gokaiger Ranger keys, at least the first 5 of them, you can press the button a few more times to get like Gokai Red, Gokai Blue, something like that. But for this, it automatically says this for these keys. Don't expect it for any other team, though. So yeah, and then it also has a second sound. like the Gougager Mobile Pirates did when you press the button.
Super Megaforce. Summon Skyship.
So yeah, for the Super Megaforce keys, it says summon and then the name of their Zord. Which I guess is kind of cool. So yeah, let's go with the Mighty Morphin Red Key now. This came with the Morpher. I don't have the Japanese version with me. It's up in my room. I was too lazy to go get it. And besides, it's just like the Gokai Red versus Super Megaforce Red Key thing. It's smaller and some of the details are different or not as exaggerated or whatever. So yeah, and it's a basic key. It's pretty good. Use Ranger R00 or use PR0008. I think I said one too many zeros.
Mighty Morphin.
So yeah, it says the name of the team. It doesn't say the color for any other ones besides Super Megaforce Rangers. And even it says Super Megaforce Silver. That's a bit of hindsight right there. Or no, foresight, not hindsight. Whereas in the Gougager Mobile Pirates in the original release, whenever you put the Gokai Silver key in that one, it says it in a confused tone. Gougager! Well, in the Super Megaforce Morpher, it says Super Megaforce Silver, and they obviously plan for the future, for the toy releases. So again, good going, Bandai of America. But there's another sound if you turn the other keys in that are not Super Mega. So yeah, you get the communicator beep from Mighty Morphin up till Turbo, I believe it was. So yeah, and since I got the Wild Force Red Lion for the Super Mega Force Red Lion Zord for the Legendary Megazord, I got the Red Wild Force Ranger key. I don't know. He's not as good as the other ones, but yeah, and he is key PR16. So yeah, and another thing, they actually lifted several of the sound bites from the Mobirate into this for some of the activation sounds, which is okay. But yeah. So yeah, it's not too bad, and when I got the Legendary Megazord, I got the translucent version of Legendary or Super Megaforce Red's key. It's basically the same key right here, so it'll make the same sounds.
Super Megaforce. Red. Summon Skyship.
So yeah, just so you guys know, it makes the same sounds as the regular Super Megaforce Red key. So yeah, not much else I can say. Overall, I still prefer the Japanese version. And overall, I think Super Megaforce should have been called Pirate Crew and done up as a straight Gougager adaptation rather than what they've done so far. But what they've done so far is okay. It's just not as great as it could have been, honestly. So, yeah. Comment, rate, subscribe, go to my channel, go to my second channel, follow me on Twitter, link in the description. And support me on Patreon if you want, link is in the description to that. And I'll talk to you guys more later.